Okay, it is time. Full disclosure, it is impossible to go over every single unit that can be good, so-so, not very good in this event. So what we are going to do is we are going to first, cover the basis of the event, because there are some people who don't know every little detail about it. And we're going to then go into teams that generally make this a lot easier, teams you can definitely use, and then teams that are not recommended, but they can work if you are very limited on your team battle. And FYI, of course, just like Super Battle Road, this is meant to be end game content, okay? If you are a very new player, you should not be attempting this event at all. You need to be focusing on getting your cards up. You need to be focusing on EZAs and other events to awaken your units and then eventually go into this stuff, okay? So, quick reminder real quick about this Goku event. You cannot stun or seal throughout the entire event. You can lower defense the entire time, which actually does help near the end of the battle. You can lower attack up until Super Saiyan 3 Goku. When he becomes God, you cannot lower the attack anymore. And both UI stages can evade you. Small chance, 10% chance on the STR, 20% on the Int. And finally, Int does not allow you to evade at all. And that includes countering supers. So keep that in mind right there, okay? So, without further ado, guys, let's get into the guide for how to beat the legendary Goku event. What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today, like I said in the intro, we are going to be taking a look at the legendary Goku event and just an overall general guide on how to do it. Once again, I will say, it is literally impossible to go through every single unit that is good, maybe so-so, and not good for this event, okay? So I'm going to go over first some general guides and just abilities you want to be looking for when it comes to going through this legendary Goku event, and some ideas and some cards on how to go about that. And then I'm going to go into some of the teams that have worked personally best for me that have a very high chance of going and beating it, regardless of what cards you potentially have. Obviously, you're going to need some cards to take it on, obviously, but overall, you're not going to need, like, oh my gosh, you don't have like a team of Foley of LRs or something like that. You cannot beat this or something like that, okay? And then we're going to go into some side types of teams that can work as well that I don't necessarily recommend, but they are possible. If you are looking for kind of video showcases of all these different teams and everything like that, up in the description below, or down in the description below, or in the top right corner, you'll be able to see that right now, where I have a playlist of every single team, try, experience, everything like that I have gone through in terms of using different teams, and even some crazy teams that I would highly not recommend, but they can work. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start off, okay? So first off, one of the best teams that can easily take this event on is actually going to be the Realm of Gods team, because a lot of these teams actually do mix and match. So Realm of Gods has a very good set of characters that can block for you, that they can defend, they can do high damage, they can greatly lower defense. Spoiler alert real quick, greatly lowering defense for once finally does something. By the time you hit about, probably around God, or not really God actually, I'd say Blue, between Blue, UI, and then definitely the UI mastered Goku, greatly lowering the defense allows your attacks to actually deal the damage. If you notice when you get up to the higher parts of the event, then if your cards don't use things like critical, or they're not able to do type advantage attacks, then they are not going to do much damage. You'll see your unit doing double-digit damage to the Goku, and it can be a little like, whoa, okay, what's going on here kind of thing. So having somebody that either, if your cards can do a lot of criticals, or if you're able to greatly lower defense, massively lower defense, anything like that, that can help you here, okay? So let's take a look at some units from the Realm of Gods. Realm of Gods, again, has a lot of good units that can go ahead and take this event on. And then I'm going to get into some cards that you definitely don't want to use for this category, and then we're going to move forward from that, okay? So, first off, obviously, the Realm of God, or the Realm of Gods category has two leaders. One of them you do not want to bring. One of them you do want to bring. And the one you want to bring is going to be the Agl Samus, okay? So Agl Samus here is a very good card. He is newer, global. You should be getting him, I'm going to assume, around November, December time. Very good banners. If you guys have watched any of my content recently, you definitely know that I have always been saying save for the Samus and Trunks banners, because they are phenomenal units. Not to mention their banners are just plain amazing. So definitely go for the Samus if you're able to. Plus, he is the Realm of Gods and an extreme lead. So even if you don't have a full Realm of Gods team, you can bring some extreme guys on there that maybe are very good. For example, you could bring Broly if you wanted to. He'd only get 120%, but he does massively lower defense, which is really, really nice. He does multiple super attacks, all that fun stuff. So that can definitely help you out right there. If you don't have Zom, it's actually funny enough because a lot of units, again, in the Realm of Gods category do go under the Goku Black. Int Goku Black is an amazing unit to bring into this event because he greatly raises his defense every single turn. It stacks, it never goes away, and he can basically tank everything by the time you get down to the UI Goku event. Yeah, like there's no other way to say it. This event made Int Goku Black amazing, and everyone was like, "Oh, hey, physical Goku Black EZA," and then Goku event came out, and we're like, "Oh, no, Int Goku Black's way better." So it really all depends on how you want to use it and everything like that. Okay, now I can already see a lot of people going to the comments. Why can I not use UI Goku? And it's because of what I stated back in my introduction. And it is simply because he cannot dodge. He cannot dodge the mastered UI form, and he is going to take a ton of damage because he loses his defense. Now, if you are somehow lucky enough to get all the way to Int Mastered UI Goku without transforming, which is pretty difficult because, again, you don't really want to be using your items. I'm going to get into the item situation here in a little bit as well. You do not want to have your defense gone, because if you can't dodge and you get hit and you have no defense, then you're done for, right? Int UI Goku is going to take tons of damage per hit, and do not be surprised when you start seeing units taking 90k per normal hit, 400,000 damage for a super attack or something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous, okay? So do not bring Int UI Goku. Do not bring him at all, okay? Another unit to not bring is going to be this LR Goku Black and Rose. They cannot tank to save their life. Even though they raise their defense via their super attack, they don't have the ability to really tank against the Int UI form, okay? Unless, of course, you're using a ton of items at once, because, again, you're saving most of your items for the final battle. Even then, if you run out, this guy will take a lot of damage. You've probably seen a lot of other YouTubers attempt to use him, try to use him and everything like that. It just doesn't work, okay? But anyway, so let's go. I'll get into units again. I'm getting off a little bit of schedule here. So I'm going to go over first units that are going to be really good for you, and then I'll go over units that are not that good, okay? Transforming Goku, very good unit. He mitigates damage the higher and higher through his transformations that he gets, so make sure you're able to get enough super attacks off to raise his defense decently. They're going to mitigate damage, which is really, really nice, and he's going to be really powerful, so that's definitely a good unit to have around. Tech Vegeta Blue is definitely, I said Tech, thank you. I said Tech Vegeta Blue is going to be one of your best units. Tech Vegeta Blue shines in this event. One of the best cards. And if you don't have them, though, the free-to-play STR Vegeta Blue is also amazing. Just make sure you're doing your 12-key super attacks for quite a while, and then start doing your 18-key super attacks and everything, okay? And yes, by the way, the Tech Vegeta Blue can tank double-digit damage if you've gotten enough super attacks to raise his attack and defense. By the time you get to Int UI, he'll tank no problem, okay? Super attacks, you definitely need to raise it quite a bit more, but most likely you'll be using a Whis or something like that, and it's going to be very helpful right there, okay? I already talked about Goku Black. Obviously, greatly raises his defense, so no really need necessary to say anything else right there. But Gogeta Blue. Gogeta Blue is really good as well. He has that dodge chance up until the Int UI Goku when you fight him, but he does have some good defense, which is really nice. He obviously does a lot of damage, automatic critical when you transform and everything. Nothing else much to say there, okay? Don't let him try to take too many super attacks, but overall, you should be fine, okay? Vegeta Blue. Evolution, amazing unit. He has pretty high defense. He crits when he's transformed and everything like that. So he's a very good unit right there. He does very well. He can tank most attacks too as well, which is pretty nice. Even without any items activated against the Int UI, he'll take maybe 20, 30 at most compared to 90, 100k on other units. So that right there just shows you right there that he's a really, really good unit, okay? Also, the Transformation Vegeta, he's a very good unit to have as well because he does raise his defense every single super attack until he's finally transformed. But by then, he's actually raised his defense quite a bit, not to mention he gets defense automatically in his passive. So, again, right there, he's going to be pretty good, and you're going to be able to survive this thing, no problem. Okay, now I put this down here, and maybe you can't see it, so hopefully now, depending on where my head is with the camera and everything, you can see it now. But Physical Vegeta Blue, I have him here simply because he's not very good for right now. But whenever he gets his EZA, he should be pretty good. He should be able to help with this event quite a bit. And if you don't have the tech or the STR one, if you're more of a newer player or something like that, then he's going to be very helpful to be right there as well, okay? So Physical Vegeta Blue, as of right now, we're going to put him on the bench, but later on, he'll probably be very helpful, okay? Agl Samus is very, very good to have in this event as well, but do not transform him into his corrupted state, okay? So let him transform, obviously, and then he's able to mitigate some damage, which is really nice. I wouldn't have him on rotation necessarily on the Int stage, but he can help out quite a bit. But if you are not bringing him and you're bringing more of maybe like a Time Travelers category, and then you want to bring something like the Int Samus can block very, very well. He has to have more HP, though, to have more of his defense, but he does automatically mitigate 40% damage, and a lot of people have him, so he's a very good card to use right there, okay? And then kind of a final, like, yes, definitely bring him is going to be the Gowasu and Zamet's card because they raise your allies' defense by 70%, which is definitely really nice, not to mention the +2 key. They do have a chance to dodge, which is pretty nice, automatically built into their passive. Obviously, you can't use it against Ints, but of course, Int's the final stage, they're physical, so not too bad right there, okay? Not saying that they can tank a ton, but, you know, nonetheless, type advantage definitely does help there, okay? Now, let's quickly go over some cards real quick, not to bring in this event, okay? Obviously, I stated that the Tech, LR, Samus, and Goku Black are definitely a big no-no on that one. Jiren cannot stun at all during this event, so you cannot rely on that. 130% defense, though, is still pretty nice. So if you're lacking in that final unit, he can be pretty decent as an off-rotation unit, but just don't let him take some attacks. He can do some work, he can do some damage, but again, overall, that's not really what he is mainly made for. You try to rely on the stun a lot, but it's a little iffy sometimes, okay? Obviously, into UI Goku, do not bring it all, because he's going to get you killed 9 times out of 10. SCR Rose, I know a lot of us are used to bringing him and that he will lower the enemy's attack, and then he's going to be a good support unit because he gives you all good damage and everything like that as well. He cannot really take many hits, though, when you get into the final stage. But if you are using your items, then he is a decent unit, but more of an off-rotation unit to have, because again, you don't want him to be taking too many hits, especially because there's 3 AGL stages on this entire event, and there's only 1 physical unit. It's at the very beginning. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to bring him. You know, again, it's kind of up to you. Maybe AGL Samus will be, AGL Goku Black might be a little bit better if he gets his ECA, but until then, that's what you're going to want to stick with, okay? All these other units are not particularly that good. Physical Goku Black could be decent on the final stage, but again, that more depends on how many orbs you get and everything like that. You can't lower the attack or defense at all on the opponent, so that doesn't help either. Int Vegeta Blue, obviously the AGL one is 10 times better. This guy has no defense. He relies on lowering the enemy's extremes attack, but Goku's not an extreme unit, and you can't lower his attack. So you guys are kind of getting the idea right now as I'm starting to show you guys, like, hey, bring this unit, don't bring this unit, essentially, when it comes to certain teams, okay? So that right there is my general overview on Realm of Gods. Realm of Gods, again, can be a very good team to bring. AGL Samus, though, needs to be your leader, or the Int Goku Black, if that's what you want to go ahead and bring. Again, you can always mix and combine these teams and everything like that. The one rule I'm going to say right now, because this is going to be the little item section of this little video right here, is that generally you do not want to be using any items in this event until you get to at least blue. More realistically and more better for you is going to be the STR stage, okay? The STR UI Goku, okay? If you can get to the STR UI Goku stage without using any items, and I've done that in tons of videos with tons of different teams, you are definitely going to be in a much better position to take on the STR and the Int stage more likely, regardless of who you bring, okay? Having an all-rainbow team doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win this, okay? In fact, having an all-LR team is not going to guarantee that you win this, okay? Gotta play smart at this event, okay? Especially when you get towards the blue Goku, because one super attack from even the blue Goku can still do a lot of damage, okay? So you've got to keep that in mind right there when you're taking on this event, okay? So let's go into the next team that I think is definitely pretty good for taking this on, and it's one that I think a lot of people have definitely seen quite a bit, and that's going to be the Potara team. Why? Because, well, the Potara team is actually very strong defensive-wise, and you have a lot of guys that can counter, raise their attack and defense, and it's all going to be helping out really well. And, of course, this is, of course, the best event for bringing along your LR Vegito. Yes, if you have LR Vegito, this dude is a must on this team, obviously, and he's going to be really good because he's in the counter and everything. Now, one thing I have not personally tried yet, but I have seen some people try themselves, is that if you bring the Kefla as your leader, because she's the other Potara leader, and you bring the LR Vegito, it does work depending on if you have the other units, though. Now, Potara is pretty small, so you've got to be careful about what units you bring in here, so just keep that in mind, okay? So obviously, LR Vegito is going to fuse, give you a free heal, he's going to counter most attacks and everything like that. Against the Mastered UI, he does take a little bit of damage, from a super attack, but most normal attacks, unless you don't have any dupes into him, he'll take maybe 10k or so per hit, but he's going to counter a lot of those attacks. However, this is where greatly lowering defense comes into effect, okay? A normal counter without it being a critical or having you raise your attacks significantly or something like that via an item or an ally support or something like that, the Int Vegeta here will not do any damage with his counters unless, again, you build up that attack or you get a critical or you've massively / greatly lowered his defense, okay? So keep that in mind when it comes to using the LR Vegeta, okay? Obviously, either of the Vegeta Blues are really good units to bring. Bring whichever one you have. Go at it. Physical Vegeta is definitely a really good unit here as well. Don't let him get hit too much on the STR stage, but everything else, he is going to be able to counter and do all that other stuff, like I mentioned before with the LR Vegeta. Again, same thing though. When it comes to some of these units, make sure he gets a critical or that you're massively lowering that defense. Otherwise, he's not going to do much damage, okay? Int UI Goku Black, obviously, again, very good unit right there to have. Samus, very good as well. Kefla, again, was another leader you could bring if you don't have the LR yourself, but you need to make sure that she's not getting hit too much because she does not have very good defense, okay? So, yes, she does get defense from her, from the orb collection and everything like that, but if you get unlucky on some rotation, especially on the STR stage, she's going to take a lot of damage. So make sure she's not taking too much. Personally, keep her off rotation, and then when you get up to the STR, still keep her off rotation, and then when you get to the Int stage, put her on rotation, or if you want to keep her off rotation still, depending on your team, that's fine, but make sure she's getting those super attacks because she has a good chance to do an additional super attack, which is really nice, and she can dodge decently until you get to Int, obviously. So just keep that in mind right there. She'll be greatly lowering that defense, and then you're going to be able to get some normal attacks in there with your other units if they don't have critical or anything, okay? Again, Int Samus, I didn't put on here, but again, Int Samus is someone else you could use. The Gawasu is a great support, can't even speak right now, a great support unit for this team as well. Again, providing defense, providing the +2 key, all that fun stuff right there is definitely really helpful, okay? Obviously, this is where Realm of Gods and Potara kind of definitely fused, definitely depending on what units you have and everything like that. Still don't bring LR Goku Black or Samus. Don't bring STR Goku Black. Don't bring Merge Samus, the tech one, or anything like that. Don't bring any of those units. They're not going to help you or anything. Vegeta Blue Physical, again, could be very good once he gets his EZA. Agl Vegeta is very good to bring as well if you don't have the physical one. I still say physical over the AGL one, though, especially because of that Int stage. He does mitigate more damage, obviously, but he can't deal the damage. That's the problem, okay? Even if he's getting criticals, he's not dealing much damage, okay? So he still deals some damage because, again, Potara's really strong and everything like that. I'm just saying, until he's able to get his EZA and hopefully he can increase his attack quite a bit via that EZA, physical will be stronger than him, okay? Again, AGL mitigates more damage, but physical is stronger, okay? That's the way it's always been, basically, okay? So just make sure you keep that in mind when it comes to bringing a certain Vegito. Again, neither of them can really take a super attack, but the nice thing about the physical one is that, at least on the final stage, if you do get unlucky and get supered, physical over Int, so you're not going to take as much damage. Super on this guy, yeah, you say your prayers, basically, okay? So that's how it's going to go. All right, so Potara is used very well, very strong team, very popular team to bring in this event, and it's a very good one right there, okay? Moving on to another team that definitely works out very well is Pure Sands. Pure Sands is a huge category, and it would be impossible for me to go over every single little card in this event, or in this category, essentially. I mean, I can already look right now that I even forgot to put in the STR, LR Vegeta and everything like that, okay? But you guys get the idea, okay? So let's go over the big main boys that are going to be doing most of the damage and everything, and then we'll go from there, okay? So first off, the leader, you know, is obviously either going to be the Evolution Vegeta or it's going to be the Transforming Vegeta. Both of these units are very, very good for this category, whether you have one for the leader and one as a friend or vice versa or whatever the case may be. Bringing both of them is obviously really good and definitely a plus right there, okay? If you're on JP, Global, I don't know when you're getting the Goku, but this Goku is... He's definitely a very good card because he goes into the Super Saiyan category, which is very strong as well, which I'll get into later. But this Goku raises his defense consistently when he transforms, which is very easy to get on this stage. So again, a very good unit to have right there. Obviously, the big one that, you know, shout out to Truth as always, Kale and Khalifa Super Saiyan 2. They're very good. They raise their defense every single time they get a super attack off. Plus, Goku's a Pure Saiyan, so they're going to do very well because they're going to be able to dodge. They're going to be able to get all those additional attacks off and everything. So definitely a really good unit right there. Just be prepared to look at the same super attack over and over and over again and be kind of bored out of your mind when you see that, okay? LR Vegeta and LR Goku, very good, obviously. Save their active skills for around STR or Int. They're going to defend, because they have to stack their attack and defense over the course of the battle. They're going to hit it pretty early, and then they're going to be very good for there. Just make sure you're always getting their 18 key super attack, and do not let them get attacked in the first slot, okay? So if you have the Int UI Goku or even Blue Goku attacking in the first slot, and you put Vegeta here, and you get hit, you're going to be taking a lot of damage regardless of him already being at his max attack and defense, okay? So, again, put them in the second and third slot, unless, of course, there's no attacks in the first slot. Get off their 18 key super attack, and you're good to go in terms of tanking. Do not let them get hit, though, if they've not gotten a super attack off, okay? Obviously, items are always going to be the occasion right there where it's like, oh, I don't really need to worry about it too much. That's fine. But overall, do not let them get attacked in that first slot by the time you hit about God or Blue, okay? Definitely when you get to SCR and Int, okay? So again, Goku and Vegeta were the same thing right there. This Goku right here. Now, this Goku is kind of an interesting one, okay? Great support unit, and he can dodge up until the SCR stage, or past the SCR stage, technically, okay? So he's very, very good because he has a chance to dodge already. I personally went with a 17 dodge and 11 additional or something, or not 11 additional, no, 9 additional and 17 dodge, which I know some people might be looking at me going crazy because it's an LR and everything, but he's a support unit, and that's how I personally built him. And he's worked out really well for me, actually. He really has. If he gets stunned, he gets stunned, but it doesn't really matter. Again, he's a great support unit, gives the key and everything like that. Just make sure when he is up against the Int stage, you are definitely using items when he's around, and that he is not going to have to take most of the attacks, okay? Again, he's not really a, like, oh my gosh, you have to bring him kind of thing. He's just more of like a, hey, if you have the chance, bring him if you need that last card filled, okay? Obviously, I've talked about it before, Dragon Ball Super Broly is a very good card to have in here. Dude, massively lower defense, transforms really easily, multiple super attacks. Need I say more, basically, okay? Super Saiyan Goku, obviously, as long as you're not bringing another different Super Saiyan Goku for some reason, he's a very good unit to have on here as well. Mitigates damage, very good under that leader skill and everything like that, and is very good right there, okay? And again, there are tons of different units you can bring. If you want to bring the Bardock, by all means, bring the Bardock as long as he gets his super attack off. He can't really seal, but again, he also doesn't provide that support when he's below 70%. Turles is another good unit to bring. More so when he transforms, though. He can tank pretty decently when he is against the Int and the SCR if he's transformed. So do keep that in mind right there. Do not even touch someone like Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Just don't even do it, okay? Or anything like that. These two OG SSJ4s are not too bad to bring. More of the AGL Vegeta. Goku's not bad as long as you're stacking his defense quite a bit. But again, just keep that in mind right there. And there's again, use your brain. EZA Broly here. When this Broly gets his EZA, he's an amazing unit to bring into the Goku event. Definitely one of the top tier contenders for best cards in this event. Definitely bring him right there, okay? And I know I mentioned this at the very beginning of the video, but by no means, just because of units up here to the side or whatever the case may be, I am not saying that Broly is above the LR, Kale, and Khalifa, because I know someone's going to be saying that. It's just how I personally I'm just like, here, go to this corner, do whatever right there, okay? Unless I explicitly state this is the best unit for this particular team and this part of the battle, then take that as you will, okay? As a side note, okay? So again, obviously, other good units that are going to be in here as well. Do not bring anybody who's going to lose their defense looking at you, SCR Broly. Don't bring units that don't have any defense looking at you, LR Majin Vegeta. So all that fun stuff right there, okay? Just, again, play smart. Make sure you have units that can have a decent defense, mitigate damage, all that stuff, and you're going to be good to go, okay? So, and apparently I've got an update, so. All right, moving on, because I know this video is getting kind of long. Time Travelers category. Very similar to the Patara and to the Realm of Gods teams as well. Time Travelers is very, very good. Trunks is a very, very good unit to have. One of the best in this entire category. Bring him. Just that's enough. Bring him. Int Goku Black. Again, bring him. Tech Vegeta Blue. Bring him. Or the STR. Bring him, okay? This STR Trunks is very good because he's a very good blocker the less HP you have, which is very good. I already talked about the STR Vegeta Blue. This is one where we're going to start getting into a couple of units that maybe you will get if you're on Global, JP, if you've had the chance to summon for them, or we get another banner with them in the future, then they're pretty decent to bring as well. And Silas. Silas is pretty good once he transforms. It only takes 5 turns to transform. So as long as he's getting his super attack off, though, make sure you get your super attack off first, then have him go into it, and he's actually very good on this event, okay? Let's see. Obviously, either one of these Zamases is very good to bring as well. Trunks, Physical Trunks is actually very good to bring if you keep stacking that defense and everything like that. Again, STR can be a little bit of a challenge. Just make sure he's not taking too many attacks or anything like that. And then these cells down here are actually very good to bring. This guy raises his attack and defense with every super attack. Do not get the 11 key super attack, though. So make sure you're getting the 12 or the 10 key super attack, and you're good to go right there, okay? That's where you definitely want to try to drag the battle out a little bit more, let him get some more super attacks in to raise his attack and defense, more his defense obviously, and then he's going to be pretty good. Because as you can see in his passive right now, STR right now before his EZA does not get any defense. So maybe with his EZA he will get defense and he'll be even 10 times better. Until then, we're not really sure though, okay? And Int Cell is obviously a very good unit because when he EZAs, then he raises his attack and defense, which is really, really good. So you're all good to go there, okay? Time Travel is, again, very similar to Potara and the Future category because a lot of these cards time a mix and everything like that. So that can be very helpful right there, okay? Going on to another category that is very, very good, Super Saiyan. With the new Goku, obviously, his leader skill is amazing, not to mention the fact that he himself can raise his defense the entire time once he's transformed. He's just a very good unit to have overall. Okay, again, pretty self-explanatory with a lot of these units. Transforming Trunks, transforming Vegeta, transforming Gogeta, Broly, physical Gohan actually. This physical future Gohan can be pretty good because over the course of the turns, his mitigation is up by 50%, he has decent defense, and he greatly raises his defense and attack whenever he gets a super attack off. So if you have to throw him on that last kind of slot rotation right there, and he gets a super attack off, especially if he gets a double super attack, it's even better, but at least getting one super attack, he can take a pretty good hit, okay? Usually a super attack, he'll be just fine, unless of course it's STR. Into UI though, normal hits, he'll be completely fine. Even if you don't get a super attack off on the Int, you should be somewhat okay. Just make sure you're not taking too many hits, okay? Just keep that in mind when it comes to the Gohan, okay? But he's a decent unit to have right there. He's not bad. He's not bad at all for this event, okay? More units, obviously. LR Vegito, LR Super Saiyan Goku, LR Go Bros, LR Gogeta. All phenomenal units right there. Work out really well. Really, really nice to have, obviously. The LR Go Bros, from what Nolar has told me, I'm going to be using his account next week at the time of this recording to kind of test them out myself, do a few recordings, because showcases, because I wasn't able to pull them, obviously. He says they're not bad for this event. They're actually pretty good. Until you get to about Int, though, you want to be a little careful with them. To make sure they're not taking too many hits, or you're definitely using items to protect them. They do get defense, obviously, but again, they're Int against, or their tech versus an Int unit, so make sure you're not taking too much damage, otherwise you will lose, okay? So just keep that in mind right there, regardless of what their leader skill does give you, okay? Again, Int will hit like a truck, no matter what. Never underestimate him. It'll be the last thing you ever do, and then you've got to go through the entire event again, okay? So again, Super Saiyan category, tons of different units you can throw in here. If you wanted to, throw the physical Vegito in here. Obviously, don't throw in like these 3 Prime LRs or anything like that. But again, you can throw in pretty much anyone you want. SCR Gogeta is not a bad option either. I haven't really mentioned him because he hasn't really been on any of these categories. Go ahead and throw him in. He's not a bad unit. Just again, make sure he's not really taking too much damage because he relies a lot on lowering the attack after his EZA, but that's not really the case you can do anymore in this event. So again, just keep that in mind, okay? Going on to the next category is going to be the Vegeta family. Vegeta family has a lot of actually pretty good units, and I personally think that the Vegeta family can definitely tank a little bit more. I wouldn't say necessarily more powerful than the Goku family event or category, but they do have a lot more units that can tank very well, okay? Obviously, this new Vegeta right here, Globalized did a video on him, showing him off, actually. Very, very good units. And one unit I realized I didn't put in here, the more I look at it, but I don't really feel like scrolling through and finding it, is the SSA 3 Trunks. But again, that's more of a global. If you get him, great. If not, then don't. You can't use him. JP, he's definitely really good once he's Dokkan Awakened, so that's obviously a really good sign right there. But again, this Vegeta raises his attack and defense for every single super attack, plus you're fighting a lineage of Goku family enemy, so he gets even more buffs, which is really, really nice. Trunks is a no-brainer. This Xeno Vegeta is amazing. He raises his defense every single super attack, so you can either keep him off rotation, on rotation, your choice. He's going to help quite a bit. This EZA Trunks is very, very nice on here. Again, don't let STR attack him too much, but overall, he's still a very good unit. STR Trunks right here, though, if you're running him, you can't run him, vice versa. So just keep that in mind right there. SSA 4 Vegeta, I don't really need to say anything more about him. Trunks, again, raises his defense consistently, so just he's a good little either off unit or on rotation unit, depending on how you want to build your team. Again, if I wanted to build the team more, make the event a lot easier, he'd be off rotation. Your main rotations would be like this and this Trunks, and then this Vegeta and the other Super Saiyan 4, or this Evolution Blue Vegeta, because again, they have higher defenses, they're going to tank a lot more, and they're going to make the event a lot easier, okay? And then obviously Vegeta right here is very amazing. He, obviously has high attack and defense. He can massively lower the defense once he transforms. He gets criticals as he transforms, so need I say more, right? Hopefully you guys are starting to see the pattern of this, because I know this video is already pretty long. Hopefully you're seeing the pattern of this already about how this event is going to go, okay? And then kind of the final team I just want to talk on again is the Goku lineage category. Most of you guys should see this already. STR Goku right here, amazing unit. Gohan, awesome unit. B-Pan, not too bad. You do have to rely a little bit on luck, though, because she does mitigate damage, but it's a chance. Just be careful. Just be very careful with it, because you could die from it, or she'll mitigate you, and she'll save you a ton of health. So she's a bit of a high-risk reward card, okay? Again, LR Go Bros, SSA 3 Gohan isn't too bad to throw on here as well. Again, this is more of a global. If you get him, great. If not, then it's unfortunate. JP, definitely someone to throw in there. I will actually say yes to this guy, SSA 3 Goku, because he keeps his defense the entire time, okay? Yes, he loses his attack, so he's definitely more of a throw-off rotation type of guy, but he always has that defense, so he's definitely decent right there. Not to mention, if you do get a super attack, he greatly lowers the defense, so it does help your team overall when it comes to taking this event, okay? Talked about the LR Goku already. Again, he's kind of a middle tier unit, but overall, he's not too bad to have around. Transforming Goku, obviously the leader, Goku right here as well, or if you're using the Go Bros, that's not a bad unit as well. Just keep in mind, he only gives 130% defense to the Goku family, whereas this Goku does actually give 130% defense, but he gives more attack. So, you know, results may vary in terms of that, okay? Now, a couple more things I'm going to talk about real quick right before we end this video, because again, I know this has been a long one. Yes, you can do mono teams. I proved this with both a mono physical team and a mono tech team for the most part. I am still attempting to get that last couple of life bars on that mono tech team. I know Truth did it with his complete rainbowed and a few LRs in there as well. So shout out to him for being able to do that first. I got that on like 4 life bars when I was doing it myself on stream. We will get it eventually. It's just, again, it's a lot of luck. I do not recommend a mono tech team at all unless you're crazy like us, and that's just gonna be it. But mono physical can work out actually pretty decently if you use this Vegeta, if you use the Gogeta, if you use the Trunks, if you use the Broly, because again, Broly, Vegeta, they raise their attack and defense. Every single super attack, Broly just gets multiple super attacks after his EZA, so you're very good to go right there. Vegeta's a good off rotation unit, actually. Again, just be careful of STR. All your items basically go with STR. By the way, that video for this entire physical team is going to be in that playlist as well that I mentioned before in the top right corner. Transforming Vegeta, you're going to want to use your leader, and then you're going to use the Gogeta as your sub-leader. This team worked out really well for me, actually. Didn't take that long to beat, actually. So if you're down to a mono physical team, then you can do it. It is possible. And I'm sure, same with AGL and Int and STR, as units get EZAs and everything like that, it will eventually work out. But until then, mono physical, if you have to go to the mono team, mono physical is going to be your best bet right there, okay? Okay, so I feel like I've talked about a lot of stuff, lots of information, and like I said before at the very beginning of the video, lots of units that do not work, lots of units that will work, and I know I cannot talk about every single unit here, but again, just to kind of wrap this all up into one kind of big ball of information real quick, look for units that are going to be strong in their defense, raise their defense consistently, and I'll keep it there, or anyone that raises it for, say, like 6 turns or 9 turns or something like that, or even 3 turns if you keep them on rotation. Those units are going to help you tank against the event, have some decent attack that can lower defense, and you're going to be good to go on this. Obviously, criticals are not a must, but they are definitely a big help when it comes to this event. And as time goes on, as we get more and more units, there's going to be more and more units that are going to be able to take this event on, do very well, not do very well, all that stuff. So, and again, it doesn't take any cost or anything like that to do the event. You will be able to keep trying it over and over again. Do some experiments if you don't know if some unit works or anything like that, and that's gonna be your best bet, okay? So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, what teams have you used to take this event on global when you get the event, which hopefully is somewhat soon? Let me know your thoughts down below as well. What teams have worked out for you, what teams have not worked out, and just let's help each other. Let's all help each other, try to figure out some good teams and everything like that. Go over to Discord as well. My Discord's down in the description below. We talk about that stuff sometimes. I'm getting better at being on my Discord, so hopefully you guys can find some tips there as well. So anyway, though, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one.